S.Ageta is the 14th born in a family of 18 siblings of one Mr. Benjamin Ageta and his wife Yunuke Kerubo. I trained in Israel following the 1976 Entebbe raid, where I got a chance to train in Israel. What do you call the lawyer, the Meru lawyer? Manyara,
wow.
And people who trained us on very many things. And I learned something about, you learn about other people, so you get to know something about yourself. So I knew that maybe soldiering was not my way of life, and my way of life lay elsewhere. I was recognized by the Mwanyagetinge Karijo heritage.
I was also recognized.
Which is part of this building.
So you guys, you recognize one another.
Yeah. So
here you are, we have a county government, which is headed by a governor. We have a national government.
One of the books that is published, and is also even available online,
yeah,
is how Proverbs relate to the Bible. How Gusi Proverbs relate to the Bible.
The same Israelite Bible?
The same Israelite Bible.
The Gusi Proverbs related to them?
Yeah, they relate to this. That the wisdom, after working for Commonwealth Society for the Blind, I felt I was bored on land, so I went out to sea as a radio officer on a ship. I served there until 1994 when Alpha Kilimanjaro sank.
Hello viewers, we are back again, and like I said, we are changing Kenya. We are meeting our older persons and checking on what they are doing and the issues affecting them and trying to get solutions. And really, our older persons are great people. Like what I've found today in Nyamira, I'm shocked. Be ready, sit back, enjoy. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. You might miss some of these great episodes, educative, informative, and very inspiring. And with us now on the show, we do have someone who has a different kind of career. He was a trained Air Force man from the defected to Air Force, who was jailed for 12 years. But instead of just going to jail and coming out with nothing, he learned so much there, and he is now making use of it. Currently, he is in growing traditional and indigenous trees to conserve the Kisii traditions and customs. And he is a writer. With me, I do have S.Ageta.
That is my name, madam.
How are you?
Very fine, thank you.
Welcome to the show, Shem. I'm glad you are here to give us your story, and I would like you to look at the camera and tell them who Shem is.
S.Ageta is the 14th born in a family of 18 siblings of one Mr. Benjamin Ageta and his wife Yunuke Kerubo. And I was born and grew up here in Nyamira County until I completed primary and secondary schools of the day. Then joined the military as an aircraft technician. I trained in Israel following the 1976 Entebbe raid, where I got a chance to train in Israel.
Wow.
After training in Israel, I came back and worked in Nanyuki on fighter aircrafts, and I was seconded to join Forces Technical College as an instructor to teach on the things that I had learned in Israel. I was taken to KTTC to train as an instructor, and after that I was serving as an instructor in Forces Technical College until 1st August 1982, when my unit was involved in what was popularly called a coup attempt, but internally was called a mutiny, and I was tried at Langata and jailed for 12 years. I was sentenced by court-martial, and court-martial is slightly different from civil courts, and we were jailed almost on the decision of our jailers. So, of course, we went to court after coming from jail, and the matter is in a court of law, and so I'll not talk much about it. What I wanted to say about myself is that while in prison, we were jailed during the time, a turbulent time called Mwakenya, and so university professors and university students were jailed alongside us. And I'd say it is a moment that defined my life, because our being together with the professors, people like Wakenyati, I'd say, and also
Ngugi wa Thiong'o.
Ngugi wa Thiong'o was not here. It was people like Wakenyati, lawyers like Mirugi, lawyers like what do you call the lawyer, the Meru lawyer, Gitobu Manyara,
wow.
and people who trained us on very many things. And I learned something about, you learn about other people, so you get to know something about yourself. So I knew that maybe soldiering was not my way of life, and my way of life lay elsewhere. That is, I started compiling my books while in jail, and some of them have come out, and others are yet to come out. I'm a published writer, I'd say, and after coming from jail, I worked for Commonwealth Society for the Blind, writing braille books for Commonwealth Africa. I was in charge of the printing section, and that encompassed books for braille for schools for the blind from Nairobi to Babane, Swaziland. And I was privileged also to have access to literatures of different countries, and the more you read about the cultures of other people is the more you also look into yours. So after working for Commonwealth Society for the Blind, I felt I was bored on land, so I went out to sea as a radio officer on a ship. I served there until 1994 when Alpha Kilimanjaro sank, and so I was jobless and on land. So I joined Sasini Tea and Coffee as a technical officer, where I served until I resigned to do other things. What is these other things? To do indigenous species. What do I mean by indigenous species, and why was this important to me? Indigenous species are getting extinct. Think of plants that we were using during initiation, and you look for them here and they are not there because of encroachment by population increase and also alternate use of the land for planting crops like tea, pyrethrum and coffee, then the crops miss land and space. And because crops are habitat specific, I realized that if we lost them, then there is nowhere we could go for them. So I started a conservatory for these species, and I have a nursery where I propagate these rare species, and I sell them individually to people who are interested in them to support the effort. And it was while doing the same that I landed to Henry's Boma, and I was actually the Arboretum curator, and that is how I also got into matters of culture, which is also dwindling and which is also getting a little attention.
Wow, Shem, that's a very impressive introduction of you. You have a lot. I'm so happy that actually we decided to do this kind of talking to people and talking to stakeholders, talking to the older persons, because generally, literally, you are the library, you are the heritage, you are anything that really a serious country would want to keep like heritage. Thank you so much for giving us your detailed story. Now you are talking like you started planting trees. Like how many trees do you have in your farm?
I have about 262
different species.
Wow. And the ones that I know by their name. There are others which, like the underbushes, which whose names I don't know and whose usages I don't know.
Wow.
And these ones are also conserved.
So like how many trees would you say are in your farm? Like in millions, in thousands?
I would say in the range of thousands.
Thousands?
Yes.
In your farm?
Yeah, but the ones that I identify and I know what they are used for, especially in the medicinal and the ceremonial, I could ceremonial like jams, ceremonial like what the kiss is called ebiranya, like trees which have power. Let me give you an example. If, for example, a woman delivered and then the afterbirth stuck in the stomach,
yeah, the placenta.
Yeah, there are herbs which are hung around her neck and the placenta comes
to
out.
Clean.
To clean.
Wow.
And these are also used for animals. The afterbirth of a cow is fastened to come out by hanging these trees on the neck of the animal or on the tail, and then the placenta comes out.
You know what? Even if you know them or you don't know, knowing there are over 200 of them and you have thousands of them in your farm, to me it's very impressive. Especially time like now when we are talking about climate change and the damages of the way the world is today. And then I would think then you must have been very, very happy yesterday for the first time in our history to have a national tree planting day. You must have sold a lot. The county and the government maybe have.
Very happy that something was done about trees, and very disappointed that I was not involved. The trees which were planted on our soil came from elsewhere. Nobody even came round. Nobody even came round to inquire about indigenous herbs that we plant, indigenous herbs that we propagate. Nobody talked about this. They brought trees from elsewhere.
Are you serious?
And then planted these. You can find out yourself.
Now, they brought trees from elsewhere. When people like you individually are struggling to retain, to keep our culture, to bring the tree, even to make to plant the trees, and the way Nyamira is very beautiful with all these trees, but you are struggling to look for and plant the indigenous. That's very sad. Does anyone, like the county government, do they know about it, your existence? Have you visited them and reported that here we are doing this conservancy?
I have invited the foresters to my farm, which they did. I have given them a proposal on how to remove the eucalyptus trees and give substitute like bamboo. And then all they did is that they came. That is all. There was no follow-up. And the proposal that I gave them, I have not seen it being
Walikuja
implemented.
kuona tu kama show.
Walikuja wakakula kuku na wakaondoka.
This is very sad, honestly. And that is why this country, we need to be serious. We need to have policies that support. Here, we are talking about what can support our older persons. And here they are busy coming up with their own personal initiatives, which are very productive initiatives. Do you know did you even get a mentor in this county?
I was recognized by the Mwanyagetinge Carry Your Heritage.
I was also recognized.
Which is part of this building.
So you guys, you recognize one another.
Yeah.
So here you are, we have a county government which is headed by a governor. We have a national government which is talking about conservancy, and we are having people we are recognizing who we don't even know what they do. And here you are.
So we recognize ourselves.
Congratulations. And I recognize you. And that's why I'm here. So, Shem, seriously, I recognize you and I salute you. If you could do what you're doing, having gone what you have gone through, but still you feel, even having reached your retirement age, you're not just going to sit down there as determined is being tired. So you chose to tell the world you're not tired.
I'm not tired. I'm not tired.
And you're doing something, and you're doing great things.
Oh, just started.
Wow.
Just started. Among places.
So, if you are to tell Kenyans there about your farm and what the kind of trees you have, just talk to somebody. Maybe even someone who is not from Kisii might hear this. Even foreign countries, they are looking even maybe for these trees. Tell us where they would find you.
I don't want to begin with challenges. I want to begin with the possibilities.
Yes.
What we can do. We have herbs that treat real diseases and bring results. We need to have a system of processing them into syrup for children, into tablets, and possibly have people who can collaborate them scientifically to research on the properties that they have and come up with medicines which heal diseases that have are causing havoc and
less side effects.
And with less side effects, this is a natural way of treating. Think of things like the steaming we have for something like flu. It is very basic, and you steam a child, and tomorrow the child goes to school.
And you have those trees?
Oh yeah, we have them. We have them, and we have used them before we joined armed forces as children, as Africans, long before hospitals were ever in this county. We used to have these herbs, and we used to use them.
So all you're asking for, it is your initiative to be supported and someone to note what you're doing.
Yeah, let's do it together to help others, and then to conserve these species that they don't disappear from existence. Because if they disappear from here, then there is nowhere else we go and get replacement. The trees that grow here don't grow in South Nyanza, for example. So I feel like I'm protecting them with my life.
Wow.
It is that
You know,
serious.
do you go to Shem? Places like the US, you go to Arizona, you find the fortified forest. Even if a tree fell 400 years ago during dinosaur time, it fell. It cannot even be taken like firewood. It is there, it is preserved, and children go to see this tree was this and that. It fell. It cannot even be used, because that's why you see them. We see tourists coming here because they thought we had some heritage. Now it is finishing. And when they come, actually, they come even to collect these trees. Even the medications they do, they get our trees and take them with them.
That is the problem. Piracy, pirating our things is one of the fears that we have. That how do we have this knowledge used positively without piracy, so that it also benefits us?
Yeah.
Not just for conservation, but also that we convert it into food on our tables.
So, Shem, you've talked about being a writer, and I'm sure you have also written about these trees, because people may see them, but they won't even to get a book, or I don't know what you are writing about. Can you tell us about what you are writing about, and if there is any existing book already you have, tell us which that book is.
One of the books that is published and is also even available online,
Yeah.
is my how Proverbs relate to the Bible. How Gusii Proverbs relate to the Bible.
The same Israelite Bible?
The same Israelite Bible.
The Gusii Proverbs relating to them?
Yeah, they relate to this. That the wisdom enshrined in the Proverbs of Abba Gusii relates to the Proverbs, not to the Proverbs, to the wisdom of the God of Israel, which gives us, me specifically, the audacity to stand up and say the wisdom of the people is a wisdom, the wisdom of my people is a wisdom which also transcends boundaries of Kisii, but that they are also universal and have wisdom which is also available in the Bible.
You know why actually I have also to challenge these ministries, these departments, these both in national and county government. They talk about heritage, and even the Bible that we read today, it's because someone somewhere wrote that time. And exactly what you are doing right now, the trees which you have forgotten, which you are like they are diminishing, and you are trying to bring them back and write about them and write about these proverbs. That's why the Bible is read today, all these years to come. How about years to come? What will be our people reading about the Gusii people or any other African group? Even the Maasai is actually nothing written much about. So your writing is very, very important.
Number two is as a curator of Henry Boma.
The other book?
Yeah,
okay.
They have a book, and actually was involved in developing the second edition, which is about to come out.
Okay.
And it is about the trees, their application.
Yes.
And we have also given them their botanical names. And actually, we made medicine concoctions, we made powders, which are also available here at Boma. And I'm very proud to say that I was involved in the development of the same.
Wow. Congratulations, viewers. The books are out there online. There is the Proverbs of Abba Gusii, relating to the Proverbs, of the Bible. And I'm sure there are many Kisi people or even other African communities who are out there. They know little about our culture, or maybe even the Kisi themselves. They're in America, they're in Sydney, they're in Nairobi, even those who are raising kids elsewhere, not being in Nyamira or Kisi, they can access this book through online, and the book is there. Did you say it is on YouTube?
Amazon.
It is on Amazon. It's
Amazon,
already selling.
And also you can get your copies from Henry
bookshop here in town.
Here in town.
Oh, great. You can also access that. But I'm talking about online, because most people, even those who are not living here, they can still read it.
Yeah, just
right?
read S.Ageta's books.
S.Ageta's books on
Amazon.
You may see S.Ageta. You may not think he's just a regular guy here in Nyamira. So read it. Let's support Shem, and let's support our cultures. Let's support our indigenous trees, and the conservancy to our government. You hear, that's very disappointing that you can bring trees from other places to plant right next to where Shem and is other people who are just doing self-initiatives. Some are having over thousands and thousands of trees, and these are indigenous trees, but no one is motivating. As we talk about tree planting, can we talk about tree planting our indigenous and traditional trees? Because they are very important, they are medicinal, they are everything. What will be your parting shot?
My parting shot is that at my tree nursery, I have a special tree, the sycamore tree.
The sycamore?
Sycamore tree. I have hundreds of sycamores, and since our jokers talk about Zacchaeus, the tax collector,
yeah.
Actually, why don't you have a sycamore tree for your family?
Wow. Sycamore tree. I love mine. I'm taking mine to Meru.
Welcome.
Yes. So thank you very much, Shem, for what you have shared with us. We will be back. We will visit your nursery and see what you're doing when time comes. And kindly, so that you do not miss these stories, inspirational stories, educative stories, informative stories, kindly subscribe on Lucy Moria Network, and also the Kenya Pro-Aging Organization. Our organization is a national NGO that deals with the issues affecting, and not only affecting, even how our older persons like Shem are doing. They are becoming useful in our country, and being our history, being our heritage, being our wisdom. Let us look upon them. If you would like to know more, visit www.thekenyaproaging.org. Like I've always said, you know what? Let us all stand with our old persons in this country. Let us stand for them and with them. My voice, your voice. Our voices are the voices of the voiceless.